is Charles Johnson. Born and raised here in Pasadena, and I grew up down on the other end of town, down in, I guess you'd call it Southwest Pasadena. And I went to Grover Cleveland Elementary School on the west side. And then from there, I went to George Washington Junior High School, and graduated from junior high school and went to John Muir High School.
What kind of things did you like to do for fun when you were younger?
Played football in the street, baseball in the street, kickball. It was just a bunch of us kids that got together and we chose teams and we played in the middle of the street. When the car comes down the street, we just move over to the side and then go through and continue our game.
When you were younger, did you experience racism? If so, can you give us examples?
You know, I didn't really know anything about racism because when I was in grammar school, we were all one. It was mostly all predominantly black grammar school. There was a few Latinos and a few white. When I got into junior high school, we had a mixture of kids coming from La Cañada elementaries and from over in East Altadena, from Luther Burbank and stuff like that. But we all got along just like one big happy family. There was no racism. But as I got older and got into high school, it was a little touchy, but not really per se a lot of racism. Excuse me. But after I graduated from high school and went into the military, yeah, it was a lot of racism.
I heard that you were not allowed to go to the public pool every day of the week.
Yeah, that's true. Brookside. You had to, I think there were certain days that we could go to the pool and swim, and I think it was like on maybe a Friday evening or Saturday evening or something like that. But back in the early days, Pasadena was very racist. Black people weren't allowed above Washington Boulevard. And if they got caught above Washington, you go to jail.
Generally affect your life?
Civil rights, the civil rights movement itself, I more or less experienced that when I was in the Marine Corps. And it was a lot of racism in the Marine Corps, and the civil rights movement itself, it hadn't really started in the early 60s.
Participate in the union?
Yes. I was in Teamsters, Local 626, meat drivers and warehousemen. I drove a delivery truck at night, delivered meat to Knott's Berry Farm, Disneyland, and the big grocery store warehouses, and also the Goldenberg Chicken restaurant in Los Angeles and here in Pasadena. And it was fun. I enjoyed it. And then I went to school for theatrical lighting, stage lighting and design. And while I was in class, the union called over there to PCC and asked if there's anybody in there that wanted to go to work. So I said yes. And I went to work. They told me, where to go. I did a searchlight for the 1971 or 72 Chevys down here when Chevy dealer was down here on Colorado and and uh, and San Gabriel. So I did that for about 3 nights, and then after that I started going working at the studios at Channel 4 in the scenery department, moving scenery around, and then I went into the carpenter shop building sets, and that was a lot of fun.
Talk a little bit more about the union and how it impact your family.
The union, it was a great job. I had never thought that I would spend that much time on a job, which was like 30 plus years, and it really put a uplift in myself and my family, in which we were able to do a lot of things. You know, got to go a lot of places. Bought this house and everything on on salary at the studios. 'Cause I made good money doing the award shows, doing TV specials, doing ballet, Broadway plays, opera, and just in general musicals, and then setting up the Philharmonic Orchestra down at Dorothy Chandler, and then working at the Hollywood Bowl, doing concerts there. And matter of fact, I worked all over LA County in different job capacities, and it was it was a great job, great pay and everything. Back in 1985, I was working from 8 in the morning until 4 o'clock the next afternoon and everything. I was putting 115 and 120 hours a week when the operas first started, and that taking wear and tear on me. When I had time off, all I wanted to do was sleep and relax, and having family and having kids at home, they wanted to go out and have dinner and stuff. Went on and obliged them, yet and still my health that I was jeopardizing, but my family come first because I'm very family orientated.
Who were your mentors?
Who were my mentors? One of my bosses, his name was Gerald Schaub, and he was his descent was Swedish, and him and there's another old timer by the name of Bud Merkel. Those were my dear friends, and I looked up to them. Whenever I needed some advice, I'd go to them about a show or about something, about scenery or something like that, and they would steer me in the right direction.
Do you think life has been better for your grandkids than it was for you as a kid?
Yes.
Why?
Because my grandkids don't have to go through the same problems and rigmarole that I did growing up. See, the kids nowadays, they have everything that's more or less handed to them. But to when I was growing up, things weren't handed to me. Like sometimes when I was growing up as a kid, I had to wear secondhand shoes, secondhand clothes to school. My shoes had holes in the bottom, and I had to put cardboard in it, to keep the cement from burning my feet, and trying to keep them from getting wet and everything. So when I retired, I just kick back and take it easy and do nothing. When I get tired of doing nothing, I go on vacation.
Anything else you want me to know about your life?
Yeah, Broadway plays, concerts and stuff. You'd enjoy those, but you're still a little young and everything. I did a lot of concerts. I did, for instance, Purple Rain tour down at the Forum, the Inglewood Forum, I did Michael Jackson's and his brother's reunion concert at Dodger Stadium. Um, Bruce Springsteen was on one of the concerts that I did and everything. So, you know, it's the type of job where I could work whenever I wanted to and as long as I wanted to. But I had friends in different positions that would call me and tell me that they had a job for me and everything, and I'd go do it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.